And we're back to the perpetuation of continued injustice to Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples, with the Queensland truth-telling chair says that Minister has cancelled the first meeting for government moves to abolish the inquiry. Now, the inquiry is a truth-telling and healing inquiry for Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples. I wanted to show you this article because I wanted to bring something up with you about The Voice. Now, please note this was published on November 6, and there is an update to this as well. So the article says the head of Queensland's Indigenous Truth-Telling and Healing Inquiry says the new minister has called off their first meeting by email as the government prepares to pass laws eliminating the body. The inquiry chair, Joshua Kramer, revealed on Wednesday that he was scheduled to meet with the Minister for Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander Partnerships, Fiona Simpson, on Thursday afternoon. The new Liberal National Party government ordered a halt to the inquiry last week after winning last month's election. Now just hold your thought on that. Isn't that so interesting how a party moves to abolish a truth-telling and healing inquiry after they get elected? Now, so many people said, a voice to Parliament, why on earth do we need a voice to Parliament? Why on earth would we need to put that in our Constitution, enshrine it in our Constitution? Well, this is the reason why. Because one party comes in and says, let's create truth-telling and let's do an inquiry into it to hear from Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples of the things that they have experienced, the injustices they have experienced, and plan a way forward based on what the needs and the healing requirements of that community are. Let's put that in place. And then a new party comes into place and then they go, you know what? No, thank you. We don't want to do that. That's why it needs to be protected. That's why it needs to be in the Constitution. So no matter what party that comes in, there will always be a body that says truth telling must occur. It's a no-brainer why on earth we needed to enshrine it in the Constitution. And because we know now, post-referendum, that most Aboriginal people voted to have the voice because we wanted to have the process of truth-telling, because we wanted to have a voice in Parliament, to tell people how the law, how Parliament, how the government, how bills, how policies impact our community directly, because it impacts our community differently. In a more recent article from NIT, which was published November 28, so just yesterday, it says the Queensland government shuts down truth-telling inquiry in extraordinary act. The article says the Queensland government has defied the wishes of many Indigenous people, including stolen generation survivors, by introducing legislation to repeal the Paths to Treaty Act. The Truth-Telling and Healing Inquiry and the First Nations Treaty Institute will be finalised immediately, with the government claiming the funding allocation for the body will be spent on projects and programs that improve the lives of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples in Queensland. How do you know they improve the lives of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples in Queensland? Because you haven't allowed that community of people to speak and tell the truth and let you know what they require in order to heal, what they require in order to thrive or be living at a decent standard. Then it goes on to say, this legislation delivers on the election commitment to repeal the Path to Treaty Act and wind up the Truth-Telling and Healing Inquiry. Wind up meaning just shut down completely, that is. Minister for Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander Partnerships, Fiona Simpson, said. Now, also I want to point out this putting money into the projects and programs to improve the lives of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples is absolutely a waste of taxpayer money. It is wasting our money, it's wasting your money, because it's going to programs that don't work, it's going to programs that have not done the adequate amount of research or consultation to find out what will actually work. So it's money going down the drain without truth telling. Now then also you've got the minister said Indigenous Queenslanders have been failed over a long period of time and continuing to fail now, and we must take tangible steps now to improve that situation. You certainly can't improve the situation if you believe that you have all the answers to all the problems. The people who are closest to the solutions are the people who are closest to the problems. The people who are closest to the problems are the Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples, because they are facing the most injustice. And this is another injustice in itself, to not have or be able to have a way to express or tell the truth telling of what has happened and what is happening today. Now, despite no mention about the treaty or truth-telling on the Voice referendum ballot last year, Minister Simpson argued the result, which saw 68% of Queenslanders voted no, meant Queenslanders wanted to be united, not divided. Now, here's an interesting thing that I want you to think about. How on earth can a whole community of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples be united with the wider Australia if that community of people are told, no, we don't want to hear about your truth, we don't want to hear about your injustices, we don't want to hear about the things that have happened to you, and we don't want to talk with you for solutions to redress that in any way. We don't want to talk with you about the best ways to heal your community and support you with that. How can there be a united country if there is a community of people that have said, no, you can be united with us, but only if you don't speak, only if you don't share your truth, only if you don't show your wounds, only if you heal by yourself without our support or assistance, or without us acknowledging that any injustice has happened at all. It's really weird, and it's a way of manipulating the public to go, you know what, I do want to be united. Maybe this is the way to go. They're using words to manipulate you. This is not how you unite people. This is how you divide people and make sure that we can never be united. Now, in the next part here, it says, the government has provided no evidence to suggest this is divisive. Now, is it actually divisive, or is it people are feeling uncomfortable with what has really happened to Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples? Are they uncomfortable with the truth? Are they uncomfortable with knowing this has happened in the country they call home? That it has happened from a government which they believe is an all-good government? Is that where that word division comes from? Is it just uncomfortability? One final point on divisiveness, or whether it's divisive, or whether it invokes division. It is not debatable what has happened to a person. So a person telling their truth, telling you what has happened to them, what they have experienced, is not debatable. So it can't be divisive. It is truth. That is what has happened. It honestly astounds me that a government is openly and, with their full chest saying, we're going to cancel this truth telling. Do you know what that says to me? They want to make sure the truth is not given out to the people they represent. That the truth is not available to the people of Queensland or the rest of the country. It says a lot when they want to be halting truth.